Mr. Grow It. From the Stash Podcast.
Unlock the potential of your grow space with the AC Infinity Controller 6.9 Pro or the Controller 6.9 Pro Plus, your ultimate partner in precision environmental management. This state-of-the-art controller allows you to manage up to 4 devices, or 8 if you have the 6.9 Pro Plus, independently, adjusting for temperature, humidity, and VPD with dynamic precision. Experience seamless integration and control from anywhere using the AC Infinity app thanks to its advanced Wi-Fi and Bluetooth features. Elevate your growing conditions to perfection with the customizable schedules and the real-time monitoring. The Controller 6.9 Pro, where technology meets cultivation. Explore more at acinfinity.com or find it on Amazon. And use discount code THESTASH15 at checkout.
Are you a grower? Are you tired of lugging around too many bottles? Is it too expensive? Is it so confusing? Tired of reading feed charts? Well, guess what? There is an easier way. Introducing the Stash Blend. You can now get your bag of Stash Blend premium additives that you can add to your garden using just about any base nutrients. Go to stashblend.com and get your order today.
From the Stash Podcast, baby.
What a day. Great to see you, man.
It's a long time coming.
Got ourselves a Mike Tyson.
You broke your hand.
Yeah.
Could be it's the last day.
Man, we are back. We had an amazing time at MJ BizCon, and we saw some amazing things when we were there. One thing for me, I figure talking especially with Troy, is this under canopy lighting, UVC lighting, and supplemental lighting. These are things that I feel every booth that had lighting, that was their big seller. They were like, look at this, look at that. And I was like, damn, dude, for a home grower? But the amount of home growers there, I mean, shout out to Envy Closet Med Grower and Spartan Grower. They both had nothing but stuff to praise about these things, man. Now, Troy, you've got probably the best Scrog game in the game. Kill it. That's what your niche is. But these things, for me, it's like you clean up the bottom of your plants. What the hell would you even get under canopy lighting for?
Well, to be honest with you guys, like about a year and a half ago, I did under canopy lighting. I did a grow of a company called Green Leopard. Actually had some stuff. They sent it to me, and it was Scrog School season number 3, I think. I did an under lighting grow, and it actually worked for me. I'm like, well, what I did was when I removed my under, like when I did my final defoliation, I just left some of the actual normal nugs that I would take away. I just kind of left them just to see what would happen, and they actually turned out and grew dense, and like the trichomes changed colors and everything. So it's pretty cool. They actually worked for me.
It's been pretty crazy in this. You know, I've only been growing for 15-ish years, and the evolution of lighting in that time has been probably some of the most advanced or some of the most accomplished than anything else. Going from HP or HID to, you know, we were using Blurple at one point.
Yeah.
From cobs to quantum boards to bar style. Now we're talking supplemental. It's a very interesting topic when we start talking about lighting. Very exciting.
Well, you don't see a lot of home growers jumping onto or commercial growers jumping onto the trends that the home growers do. We can buy one light and add it to our system. We can maybe 2 if it's under canopy, but the only things that I could see everyone getting is something like that UVC. That was at the GML booth. That was crazy. They had essentially cancer-causing light to murder your pests and every pest that's there, but it essentially being UVC where it's going to fry the bug in there. Only putting it in, what was it, like an hour at night? They were saying something like that. I don't even understand the technology. I know Envy was breaking it down to you a little bit more. You remember?
I remember some of it. UVC, I forget what the nanometers are for it, but definitely battles against common pests that people come across, spider mites, fungus gnats, just to name a few he was mentioning, and not just shining it downward, going up towards the bottom of the leaves, right, whereas a lot of pests congregate, but shining down from the leaves down onto the soil as well, and kind of treating the soil. So applying it a couple different ways. I thought that piece was pretty interesting about it.
When he's saying like it would still kill off some of your beneficials, but nothing deep in the soil. But he's talking aphids even too. And that's organic, synthetic, doesn't matter. A lot of people run those little flying pests that drive everyone nuts. When you're looking at the plant, you're like, and somehow it's just coming at you. It's just like, come get it every time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference nowadays with people adding supplemental light for yield versus IPM. And I never realized lighting for IPM was even a thing. Do you think this is like, that would be one I think is arguable that every place could use, commercial or home grow? Do you think that's the investment worth it more, or getting the under canopy lighting? Because that underneath area is going to start getting crazy if we're adding all this shit in here.
Yeah, I would say the pest control aspect is going to be where it's going to be go to, because how amazing is that? Even though if it does kill a few beneficials, it's okay, because like what that light's doing is killing everything, so really don't need those beneficials anymore. But it will still keep your worms alive. If you're an organic grower, it's not going to harm your worms or anything like that. They're also going to be down there decomposing all the organic material, so like they're eating it all up, right? So that's one good thing. I think it's going to go in the direction of an IPM use for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard, I was first introduced to this type of lighting for pest prevention or pest combating probably like 2 years ago now. There was a company called Intralight. And I don't know if you guys remember them, but they were released it. And it did pretty well, but they kind of fell off the scene. I don't really know. I haven't heard a peep from them. So I'm not sure if they're even still around at this point. But going to the conference and seeing that other companies now jumping on that same concept, it's not surprising. It's not surprising. And yeah, I completely agree with you. I feel like a lot more people are going to be having this in their grow space because it does prevent you from having to do sprays. That was one of the things that Spartan said. He's like, you don't have, spraying is kind of a pain. It can be a pain at times. So if you don't have to do it, if you can just have that light shining on there, a little bit easier in the grow room.
What about the trichomes there? Could this be the solution for those who are saying, what do I do when I have mites 6 weeks into flower? Did he say anything about trichome degradation with the UVC?
He didn't say anything about it, but you won't have bugs at that
I'm
point.
hoping if you had that light before.
Well, yeah, before, but I'm saying that would be when someone's saying, hey, dude, what do? I'm 6 weeks into flower, 8 weeks into flower. Should I just kill my plant? And be like, no, dude, order some of these UVC and run them at night for 3 hours for the next week, and you should be able to kill them off and get rid of. Like, do you think that would be the solution? Because that's a game changer in my mind.
You're onto something. I don't think the mites at week 6 is the right example.
Yeah. It just depends
only because
on,
then you're like, these are so in your
flying
plant.
root aphids.
Sure.
So that might get, like, I've had aphids that if I got a limonene cultivar that is limonene, they'll go onto my plant and die. They'll literally go onto it, die. So my bud's unusable. I'm throwing it away. It's nasty. It'll be covered in these little winged pieces of shit. What about that? You think that would have been that? So that, just any example, deathly bugs. Would it kill your trichomes also? Do you know the UVC? If you're listening or watching, drop a comment on YouTube and let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe some science, because like that would be my argument then of these are the guarantee purchase of 2025 for a home grower. Yeah, beneficial ones can do it, take care of it for you, but dude, if I could just use this a couple times a week and fry everything out, that's a game changer.
I'm thinking too. It might be too late to recommend the light as IPM if the pests are already there. But if somebody's living in an area, I know you deal with, is it aphids or is it?
Mostly fungus gnats.
Gnats. I'm thinking if you know you're in an area where you're going to have gnats, you're going to have something, then knowing that, go forward, grab the light. So in going into your next grows, it's not something you have to worry about. It now becomes a part of the IPM process rather than becoming a fix to the problem.
Yeah, well, like I didn't see the price point on that one, but GML specifically had some light prices that were blowing my mind. I wonder how much it's going to cost, because the supplemental lighting, the argument is always 30% increase in yield. Well, 30% increase in cost too, because I'm buying these lights and I'm using the electricity. You'd think, So like, yeah, I'm getting more, but I'm spending more. So where's my ROI? When am I positive on this? Versus these are going to make sure that you're not having any pests that ruin your crop.
Yeah, 100%.
But then where do you stop crisscrossing your lights and your under canopy that you've done all this work for, and you've got now 3-4 lights under there? And then your electricity consumption, I can't even stutter today, Junior. There's a lot of people who that's their limitation. They don't have any more outlets. Their electricity usage is too high. Are these low enough time that you'll use them, or low enough wattage that you think it's worth the investment?
Sounds like it. Yeah, I don't think they're pulling that much. I can't imagine that they're pulling over 100 watts for. It seemed like it was a small bar, right? So kind of explaining what it looks like. It's kind of like a bar, one single bar, similar to like the what's the AC Infinity ones?
Like the 10
ion
lights kind of
beams?
thing.
Ion beams, yeah. It's like a bar like that, basically, is what it showed. So you got to imagine that it's got to be low wattage.
Yeah, 150 watts at the
40
most.
watts.
It has.
Well, they had some big ones though too.
They did have big ones.
Yeah.
I didn't see.
Of course they would.
For
right?
commercial.
Commercial, yeah, commercial
But
growth.
it has to be has to be affordable. When you've got companies like Spider Farmer, Vivo, Mars, and you could probably name 10 more that I haven't even heard of yet, that are coming out of the Asian market that are affordable. You know what I mean? You can't tell me that we're going to incorporate pest management and now I'm going to pay $5,000 a light. Now I'll just get a bottle of neem oil. You know,
and I think this is where the argument comes into play. Are other alternatives? If I'm already going to have nematodes, I'm already going to have things in my soil. Do I need to use something like that? I think no, honestly. It's maybe for somebody who's doing it for preventative measures, or again, we're so far along into flower that I can't spray anything. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Don't they have to only be on for an hour?
That's what for the UVC lights. That's what he was saying. Is you run them at night when you're not running your other lights for I believe what was an hour.
I don't remember. I thought it was shorter than that, but
Maybe it was 30 minutes because I remember it was something 3 or 30. I don't know.
So that's nothing for consumption power wise. Like if you're just gonna run that thing for like half an hour for an hour each day, like you're not even gonna notice that really, especially if your other stuff's off.
So that's where I think that may be the new purchase of 2025
if it doesn't cost too much money. That was my point.
Yeah.
Is that like I could get a bottle of neem, some rosemary oil, and some peppermint oil for $11.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that this light and bird speed, like I want to see this kind of technology advance, but it's like you can't. It has to be affordable.
Yeah. It almost seems like it's still just like under canopy lighting. The guarantee is commercial grows because we're talking profit and predictability. Home grow, we can do more that I'm not worried about testing in a lab and them being like, oh, this has trace minerals XYZ. I'm just smoking it. But at the same time, this does alleviate a lot of the stress when you're going into a garden that does have organic inputs and you may have bugs that come out of it. And you're like, I want to make sure that I don't ruin my crop.
Yeah,
you know?
100% for a commercial setting, this thing could be huge because like I worked in commercial settings before and they spend a lot of money on preventive maintenance for like bugs and everything. Like we used to hang these little packs of I forget the name of them, but we used to like hang little packs on all of the plants like twice a week. They were like some kind of mite that would just eat
Predator mites.
Yeah, predator mites, right?
Yeah.
Beneficials. Just keep on doing that.
Nematodes?
Like everything. Nematodes. Nematodes we release in the soil,
Yeah,
but with these things, were just different kind of mites. And,
Yeah, it's definitely predator mites. I've had those. You know,
There's
like,
big money.
It's like you have nothing in the bag. You're like, did I just buy like the sea monkeys?
Exactly.
What the hell just
But if you look
happened?
close, you'll see them all. It's fucking, it's
but
crazy.
That's what I'm saying too. Is so me and P have constantly our bonding moment of hating organic, but I like organic is bugs. So this could be that one thing where I pretty much have a sterile organic grow. So, you know, I could see this being the future. Let's see by next year that being it, but I'm still not sold on under canopy lighting. VivoSun's got new one coming out that's commercial grade for their own setup. I still wasn't like, oh man, the one like half of the grows there had them. We were looking at one. I think it was me and Troy were looking at one. And it was massive, and then they had a huge light that was like a 10 by 10 foot light. And I still just was like,
Yeah, there was a lot of under canopy lighting this year.
that was the main push.
It
It
was.
seemed, man, because they're like, this is the future. We all got to get on board. And they all had different parameters that made one more unique than the other, but
Yeah.
nobody really said the price point. And they just said how much better your plant will be, more yield you'll get.
And I got to be honest with you. I think it's snake oil when it comes to the under canopy lighting. I'll say it. I just don't think with particularly your training style, my training style, the majority of training styles removes the bottom 2/3 of the plant. So if under lighting canopy, what are you missing on the above canopy lighting that you're supplementing underneath? I'm not talking supplemental. You adding UVB, UVC. Is that what you called it? UVC. I think that's beneficial. I think that's beneficial, and the science proves that. But I don't think under canopy lighting is necessary for the majority of consumers.
Of home
like
growers.
home growers.
Home growers.
Yeah, on the
Home
commercial
growers.
side of things, you think it's beneficial, and home grow.
Well,
no.
you know, even like in the commercial facilities I've been in, a lot of these plants are really tall. There are buds in the lower sections of the plant. So, yeah, having some kind of supplemental lighting underneath in a commercial setting might be a little more appealing. I see a lot of the schwazing technique in the commercial setting that's stripping all the leaves off the plants. So I'm not even sure if the supplemental or the under canopy lighting is really doing anything because there's no leaves blocking that light from the can. You know what I'm saying?
I think that where the argument would be is those who have the A bud and B buds and smalls. So then if you don't have smalls and all you have is A buds, the price per pound for you is better. So then they would say, you know, this is where I'm getting more from the same thing, and the addition of it makes sense. but my A buds are the same buds as my F buds. Like I don't know. It doesn't make a huge difference to me. And if you're Troy, you're washing most of it anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I need bigger, denser, prettier buds? And is it going to really yield me that much more to offset the expense of using it more? Because this isn't a couple hour light a day. This is running with your other lights.
Exactly, yeah.
Or the initial investment of it. You know, you're looking at a facility of 50,000 square feet and you're going to outfit that all. This is an expensive investment. You know, I just think that once there's enough competition, like maybe we're seeing now, the price point will be just like other lights. Because why would one bar be more expensive than a 8-bar system? You know, just because it's trendy and new and guaranteed more yield. You
Nope.
know?
In my opinion, the lighting industry has got to the price point max. Like, what are you offering me? What, like the power of these lights are already way more than I need as a home grower. So again, I just at what point can we add more to these lights to make them more expensive? I'm not sure.
Yeah, same here, man. There's like, but like, you know, with life, everything's changing so much, and something comes out with something different that we never thought of. And like, that is the cool thing about this industry, is that things keep on changing. So I'm excited to see what else is going to come from everything that's kind of blowing up. And if you just walk in those like expos, you'll see like the washing machines out there, the rolling machines. Everything is just every year it changes and like just advances. So it's pretty crazy what's happening in the industry, actually.
Even the fact that we just see the introduction of IPM in lighting,
Yeah.
I didn't think there'd be a day. I wouldn't have fathomed that. I
Hell
thought
no.
of a lot of things, but that's not one of them.
That's
Yeah.
why I stopped quickly at that booth right away. I mean, of course, Envy Closet, Med Grower, and Spartan were there, but
And Florida
I
Farm
saw
was there.
that. Yeah, I saw that picture with the light and saying for IPM. I was like, what the hell is that? And that was the argument that GML had with me on Instagram when he was very polite. And he was explaining how it's IPM. And I'm like, how the hell's under canopy lighting IPM? Now I see it's a different type of lighting that's doing it.
So is it the spectrum?
It's UVC is harmful. It's very harmful for
You're not even
humans as
supposed to be
well.
near the.
I wonder if it's
like-
harmful for us.
Yeah, the guy
It
said
is,
that
yeah,
when
for
you
you,
run it,
for
you don't want
sure.
to be near it.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
want to reach your hand in and start working underneath the screen.
Yeah, don't even want it in the same room. That's for somebody who's growing.
That's
in their
kind of
bedroom.
scary, man.
It is very scary.
And that's the same thing as using hazardous chemicals to
Right.
keep your plant safe too. You know, if you're an organic grower, maybe this isn't it for you. But if you have a space like yours where it's not where you're sleeping,
Yeah,
it's like, you know what, I'll have this on an automated thing that'll pop in for 30 minutes in the evening.
yeah.
And
A
I'm
lot of the
It's
things.
used in like UVC is also used in as like a disinfectant, as like I have one inside my air purifier, right? So they have a UV. They're gonna kill off all those harmful pathogens, microbes, viruses, all that stuff. So that technology is used there as well.
Yeah, those AC Infinity water bottles we got have a UVC thing.
Does it?
Yeah, it
Do
goes
they?
off to sterilize in there.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
And,
Oh,
and,
wow.
and the thing is, it's like we use harmful things all the time. It's not like this is new. It's not like what we do is the safest
We used
thing.
harmful things this weekend.
Yeah, but not things that kills bugs and gives
Well,
them cancer.
Yeah, that's true.
we do use harmful things, but
Actually
that's something
disagree.
different.
Neem oil is actually an organic product that, if used incorrectly, can be very hazardous to the human health.
And we can't get it in Canada, right?
You can. Yeah,
Oh,
you can.
I haven't never been able to find it.
I've got it. No, I've got it.
He's
as well.
got it. He's the plug.
You have to get it. You have to
I
order
got
it,
it, boy.
You have to order it as an essential oil and not as a pest management.
Okay.
Yeah,
Use is everything.
Yes, uses everything.
Athena has some really good stuff too, man.
Yeah,
won't be
their
able to get
IPM
it.
mixes-
Won't
No,
be able to get it.
I have it.
Yeah, they
Oh,
send in
okay,
Canada.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Canada, they have one that's called IPW.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
IPW.
Oh, okay.
That's the Canada version.
IPM,
And it
they
works
flip it up.
amazing for like fungus gnats.
I
and
just
everything.
find I just find most of the time a lot of these products are just neem oil, just with a proprietary.
Theirs are
mix.
different. They've got a variety of essential oils in there too, and majority of these companies do. And it's like the ratios they're using,
Of course,
and it's
of
just
course.
easier to do. Just like I can use a bottle of nutrients, or I can use a variety of different inputs to make my organic soil. You know, I think it's depending on what you want to do. That's I think the argument for these lighting things. It's like, well, I can do 5 other things that'll get me this better yield. I'll low stress train. I'll put it in the trellis and scrog net it. I'll do different things to get the same effect I'll get from that. So is adding it that much worth it? It's again, get the Canitrol, buy this and that. You can do alternatives, or you can make it easy and spend money and do. I think that's the biggest argument, because this isn't that big of a game changer that I couldn't have had IPM before.
Yeah.
You know,
Where do we go with lighting from here? Where do you think we go? I'm cynical. You know, you were kind of optimistic in regards to technology always changing. I didn't see IPM being added into the light game. Where do you think we go from here?
I think party lights are gonna have strobe lights and bangers in the plants. The plants are gonna
Let's
be
go.
Yeah.
Little Shania Twain banging from the
You don't
light
even need a
bar.
fan because the plants just
Yeah,
move
plants are
themselves.
waving and shit. He's got to turn on a little
You guys are
video.
on to something. This is my kind of dance.
Yeah,
party.
yeah. I think, honestly, when it comes to lighting, I think just more efficacy. We're going to get more and more efficient, and someone's going to be like, damn, this is a 200 watt light that's pumping like 1,000 watt high pressure sodium. It's like, yep, we've gotten the technology there now. Everything gets more refined and more concentrated and stronger. I mean, even look at like storage space. Having terabytes as a normal thing constantly is crazy. Before, a terabyte was like, damn, what are you doing? And now
My PC
Diddy's
has-
got terabytes of files they're pulling from him
And my PC has 8 terabytes.
casually.
Casually.
You got terabyte on the little.
I'm like, yeah, my
Yes,
CD
yeah.
card is terabyte.
Science evolves and efficacy gets better. I think that's what's going to come first before a new type of lighting. You know what I'm saying? Because Big Ag's going to get that before us, and other companies and other things before our niche is going to get it. So we'll see that elsewhere before, I don't know. That's my thought.
I think the overall pricing is going to go down a little bit too. Like when we had GML's booth, they're now got a light for a 5x5 space for $400.
A little less than
So
400.
it's like, $399. little less than
little less, dollar less. That blew my
Cent
mind,
less.
dude. That and the other side is what stopped me the most. I was like, whoa, what? And this isn't a Chinese company. What is it?
Yeah, I have one of their lights, man. They're changed the Borg. It's badass. You can like set perimeters, so it's like an HPS spectrum. You can like change it so much. It's unbelievable. Actually, like there's a lot of options with those lights.
That's another thing that I was going to mention is spectrum tuning. Sure, we've seen that years ago, and it kind of comes back and forth as far as in and out. But GML is another thing that they were advertising. They had all these different light spectrums, and they have it. I think it was with like an owner's manual or something like that, where it's showing like, okay, you can tune it to this, you can tune to this, you can tune to
Just
this,
like
like
a season.
specific ones to tune to,
Yeah.
to get different morphology out of the plant.
Well, and I remember MV Closet Med Grower had like his tight little spots that he liked and others, and it's like you pick your Tempur-Pedic number,
Yeah,
you pick
you-
your sleep number,
And
for
yeah.
your plant.
That's right. And maybe that's going to have maybe that's going to translate to the cannabinoids, the profile of the plant. Maybe you
Absolutely.
like something that gets a little cooler in the spectrum a little sooner or a little warmer later, or
For sure.
because a lot of these full like I'm talking to my ass here, but a lot of these full spectrum lights are full spectrum. They're from beginning to end. You've got the same spectrum. So it's kind of exciting to see that. Maybe you'll be able to get the dark or the reds throughout the veg and your blues throughout flower just honed in.
Mm-hmm.
Dial it in as soon as you hit 12 and 12.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be. That is the future for sure.
I think honestly, like we all have our thoughts. We went to MJ BizCon. If you're listening or you're watching, let us know below in the comments of what you guys think. I want to be able to burn one more with Troy before he has to go. So
Yeah.
I think
Brother, thank you for this. This
Yeah,
was a
thank
lot of
you.
fun.
Man,
Great
thank-
episode.
no,
we
thank
did
you.
try to do
Thank
this
you.
a year ago.
we
And,
partied too hard, but we did the same thing last night, but we're hardened. We have a callus
That's
now.
right.
Yeah, for some reason I have my voice. I like that's a good thing. I
we
remember
were
last night. I'm like,
screaming.
don't yell, don't yell. You haven't done your podcast yet. Don't yell.
He was talking to people. He's like, "Hey, my name's Troy."
Yeah, they're like, what? This people are yelling at me.
if anyone want to reach out to you, where would they do that?
You can find me on Instagram at the Northern Scrogger. I also have a Scroggers group on Facebook called Scroggers, and I have a business group on Facebook called Northern Scrogger. And I also run Scrog School on the AC Infinity YouTube channel every other Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, those are the main places you can find me.
Yeah, man. Also, his YouTube channel. Eventually, having some more stuff. He's got his partner helping with a bunch of dope edits, and excited to see what that's going to be about, man.
Great ass, man. Real quick, huge shout out to ProMix too for putting us on for this episode. Premier sponsor. The only way we were going to be able to get Troy flown out here to Vegas was with the help of ProMix, and we wanted to appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, it's your boy Rob from CLtv, Mr. Grow with Pigeons 420, Northern Scrogger, Mrs. P on the ones and twos. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.
Peace.